Hello and welcome to another episode of Threat Update. I'm Kilian Englert, and joining me today is Ryan O'Boyle. Ryan, how's it going?
Kilian, doing well. Thanks again for having me on.
Thanks again for being on. So we are in the middle of a multi-part series here where Ryan is taking us through a really cool attack where the attackers are targeting our cloud applications. So just to bring everyone up to speed on where we're at this stage, in the previous video, we saw the attackers had set up a man-in-the-middle account and they had sent a well-crafted phishing email to the admin of Okta. And with the man in the middle, they were able to capture the credentials and they had two-factor enabled here as well. So they were able to get that and the session token so they could essentially log in to Okta at that point. So where we left off is the attacker had gone through all of these steps, compromised the account, and then accessed the Okta portal. So Ryan, did I get that all right? Are we up to speed now?
Spot on. I think we're ready to keep going.
Awesome. So at this point, like I said, the attacker is in there, and Ryan, I will go ahead and turn it over to you to walk through the rest of this attack.
Perfect. So we're logged into our single sign-on here. Again, keeping in mind, we do have an admin account at this point, but being an admin, we can still take advantage of some of the basic functionality using that same user. We're going to log into the Google Workspace environment. So we click on that application. This quickly logs us in as that same account. And as an attacker, we're going to make an assumption here and see, can we get into the admin portal? We have an Okta admin, probably a good chance they're a Google admin as well. And it looks like that's the case here. What's the point of this? Well, we want to do a little bit of reconnaissance. So we'll come over here to look at our users within the Google Workspace environment. And Google makes it easy enough for us to just export or download the entire users list. Why do we want to do this? Well, we want to see if we can get our hands on maybe a better account for access to data. Our admin may or may not have access to too much sensitive data, hopefully not too much if we're using a least privilege model, locking that down. But the good news is we now have a whole list of other users that will probably have access to some sort of data. From an attacker's perspective, what do I want to do here? Maybe I'll take this offline, do a little bit of recon, check out these different users and the email addresses on LinkedIn. And pretty quickly, you might find somebody like this, Catherine user here, who could be an executive within the organization, maybe an HR executive. Now, the nice thing about having this admin account within the single sign-on is not only being able to access the applications, we can also change the configuration as well. So we're going to switch gears and jump back into Okta just like we have here. And I'm actually going to change my assignment of my Google application to the new email address of our executive user, Catherine here. Once I jump back in my Okta applications page, do a quick refresh, I can see that I have a new series of direct assignments because I'm now able to access something like Google Workspace or Google Drive using this second user's email address. Again, not prompted for credentials. I'm easily enough to just log in just like that. Again, that's the point of single sign-on, right? It's good end user experience. In this case, unfortunately, good attacker experience as well.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. So let's switch it up. Now that you've logged in there, what do you do next as an attacker, Ryan?
Well, validating that I'm in as my second user, and I've moved into the Google Drive environment. So this is where I can get my hands on data. Again, a little bit of reconnaissance around the drive here for this Catherine user. I see things like my HR directory, salary file. Looks like an interesting data set, probably something I want to get my hands on. So how do I get this outside of the network? Built-in collaboration functionality. Now, organizations are moving to areas like Google and Box for the ability to be able to collaborate. Great for data exfiltration as well. So really just as simple as that, we're able to create an externally facing link, and I've sent that data outside of the network.
So that was really pretty cool, and it was a pretty tricky way to, I guess, live off the land. That's the term that we use all the time talking about what attackers do, and this is really just, the cloud version of that, in terms of just changing the assignments. And it is, as you said, so direct to do with the right kind of initial footprint if the attackers get in there. Before we close out, Ryan, anything else you want to add? Just as a tease for everybody, the attack is not done yet. In the next episode, Ryan's going to take us through how the attackers continue to pivot, but I don't want to give away too much. Ryan, anything else to close this out?
Yeah, we're going to keep focusing on these collaborative data repositories. And one thing to keep in mind, we need to make sure that we understand where users are creating these sharing links, whether they're happening internally or externally, and even in some cases publicly. Really important to understand not only how users are interacting with data, but how are they collaborating with data as well.
That makes a ton of sense. As you said, these platforms are designed for collaboration. This is what they were founded off of. So knowing that information can be a challenge, and is something that, of course, attackers can misuse. So thank you so much, Ryan, for walking through that. That was really enlightening. Thank you all for watching. We really appreciate it. If you enjoy this content, please subscribe to the channel. Maybe throw us a like or even leave us a comment. Ryan and I definitely read and appreciate those. Ryan, thank you again. Thank you all for watching. Look forward to talking to you again soon. Take care.
Thanks all.